the most amazing progress we've really seen in the food forest, I think. This is the blueberry patch, and last year it was next to nothing. This year we had endless, and we're still getting, as I speak right now, blueberry harvests. And we've had harvests for what, 3 months now, 2.5 months. So I planned out the blueberries for early season, mid, and then late. And they've just taken off this year. Also, we've got the currants here. This is a red currant. Last year this was barely around, and it really took off. As you can see, it just went crazy. So maybe next year we'll get some fruit. And we have this huge pawpaw here as well. We have a number of pawpaws on the property. People told me that they wouldn't grow well here. That's not what I found, and I have another friend who does permaculture, and he gets his to fruit regularly, so we're super excited. We have about 10 different pawpaws planted around here. We have an Asian pear back here, another pawpaw over there, and you can just see this is turning into a beautiful little food jungle over here. Last year it was a mud pit, so you have to have a little patience, but I think that if you get started with this project or these plans, you'll be really surprised by how fast you dynamically alter your property and how fast the food production comes in. We had so many blueberries. I was eating every day at breakfast this year, just handfuls of blueberries, bowls full of blueberries, and how delicious to eat homegrown blueberries fresh out of the garden every day. It's just amazing. I've never felt better with such delicious homegrown foods. Okay, this whole area here is in development. It's going to be just this island of different types of food. We are going to bring back bees next year. I spent the entire summer taking a bee biology class and learning how to really healthfully manage bees. The bees we had last year were being taken care of by a friend of ours, and they did not survive the winter. So we did not have bees here this summer, and consequently we actually had a much lower pollination rate. So we really noticed the difference between having bees and not having bees. And if you're thinking about getting into a permaculture setup, that's something to definitely think about, is how you're going to keep things pollinated. But in this area we have a lot of sea berry, which is a nitrogen fixer, and also a really delicious, super nutritive plant. Their berries have 21 amino acids in them. It's the only fruit that is known to have that many amino acids. They're very complete in their nutrition, in addition to being nitrogen fixers. So these are great to have.
Everyone's okay.
These are great.
Always trying to upstage you.
I know they are. These are great to have in any permaculture food forest setup. We've got a few different varieties started. They're a little slow to establish in rainy areas. They evolved in sort of drier, high mountain areas. I've really had to work with them a little bit to get them rolling. I don't have any good suggestions and tips right now. I'll get back to you on that one, but they definitely are a little bit finicky if you're in the Pacific Northwest. But we've got black currant, 2 varieties of black currant in here too, and currant does very well in the Northwest, and we're pretty excited about getting those to fruit. So I also got in some more Chilean guavas this year. These are an evergreen shrub. They produce berries that they reportedly taste like Skittles. I don't know. But I'm excited to try them, and I like mixing in evergreen elements into the food forest, because in the winter it gets really like sparse out here, so it's nice to have some mix and match of evergreen in with the deciduous. And so these are a nice option for temperate growers. You can see that our Jerusalem artichokes are doing really well, and we have tons more of these spread around the property. This is a native plant that produces really delicious tubers that roast up, and they are some of the most buttery starches you can fathom. I never had these until last year, and I couldn't believe how delicious they were roasted. And so we're going to be growing a lot more of these. These were a staple of Native Americans here, actually, and I can see why. Okay, so traffic's picking up right now because it's commuting hour, so bear with us on this video. But this year we planted in 2 more trees out here, and they're olive trees. So this again is going along with me wanting to get more fat producing elements into the food forest, and these are a arbequina olive, and they do well in temperate regions. They produce really nice, good fatty eating, like table olives, and that's what I love. I love eating olives. I must be part Mediterranean. I could eat olives every meal. So we have 2 of these here. We have the persimmons here are growing up. They're not as fast as the ones that are up front here, but they're coming along, and I think next year we're going to see some fruit on these as well.